Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and you're probably going to hear that again. And no, the OSN is not backwards. I actually had to flip my camera over for this interview with SEEKER. Now, I have superimposed my giant head over my other giant head, which is right behind me. But I'm going to get out of the way because this was an interview that I filmed a couple of weeks back after SEEKER released their first single that everyone freaked out about. Well, I thought, I got to talk to these people. And they said, okay, fine. So I met Lindsay, the Queen Bee, and Porn Stash, and Bam Bam. He knows who he is. All right, so these three amazing musicians from from Chicago, Illinois, have an interesting story. They've got wonderful music to tell, and I'm gonna let them tell you about it. Now, we just did a reaction to their new song, and I kind of knew that Baby Bam Bam, the drummer, was gonna get a little special boost on this last video, like we all saw. Mainly because Lindsay could not stop talking about what he brings to the table. So I guess she kind of set him up, and he had to fulfill that that high praise, and he certainly did. So this is my interview with SEEKER. Hope all of you enjoy. Remember to follow them on YouTube. They're just getting started on YouTube. This is their second video they've posted as far as full videos. They try to post as much behind the scenes stuff because they're really wanting to be real people with all of their fans and all the people that follow their music, which I think is very, very incredible. This is SEEKER. My name is Old School Nerd, and I apologize for being long-winded. I never do that, by the way. I never apologize. I mean, I should more, but I never do. All right, I'm gonna get out of the way. Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Over there. See, I'm getting used to my camera. See, and before we started this interview, the three people you see there, they're actual musicians. They're not like, people that show up and, they're like, we're going to try to play some music. No, we've seen Tempest. This is SEEKER from Chicago, Illinois. Okay, so everyone go through the names. Everyone knows who I am. I'm the idiot. So ladies first. Introduce yourselves. And no, not you. I said ladies first. I didn't say Porn Stash first. Drummer. Drummer's always causing crap. Okay, introduce yourselves, please.
Yeah, hi, I'm Lindsay from SEEKER. I'm the vocalist, and I do production for the band, and I like heavy music.
and
yeah, and other stuff.
She does a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know she does a lot more of it. We've seen it on a video. What else do you do, Lindsay?
Yeah.
I do, I play guitar, not as well as drumming, and I play bass. And I tracked the bass on the songs that we're releasing now.
And she does all the heavy lifting for the background stuff that nobody sees.
Yeah, I do the behind the scenes shit. And I don't know, I really like just like being creative in like lots of different ways. If it's like designing the record covers or, editing video or, just like all the stuff that you get to do when you're doing band stuff. It's like a great outlet for like all the ways you want to be creative. So if it's graphic design or if it's like writing the actual music or if it's thinking about, conceptually what are the videos going to be like or, just like I'm like a hardcore nerd at heart. And so like when I get into something, it's like this super hyper focused like rabbit hole where I just like go down and like learn as much as I can about that topic and then try to execute it,
See, we in this community, we love the nerd musicians. This is why one of our first interviews was with Brittany Slace from Unleash the Archers.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Because that is the most nerdy band you've ever met in your damn life. When you get in fights, lightsaber fights with your audience during your show, that's how you know. All right. Yeah. Okay, drummer, your turn. You can talk now.
Thank you. It's about time. My name is Dino. My My name is Dino. I play loud noises behind the incredible stuff that these two create. And that's basically all my role is, just to make loud noises behind it all.
Okay, you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cute the way you said I make loud noises. Did you even watch my reaction to Tempest and what I said about what you were doing? There's a little more than just I take stick, me stick, hit animal skin, it make noise. It's a little more complicated than that.
That's it.
I mean, he does taxes too. So.
Dude,
I knew it! I called it!
I seriously think I should make like a reaction video about me reacting to Dino.
Yeah.
When he sends tracks, like we write stuff and then we send it to him and then he does his thing and then when he does it, I'm just like, what is it? This is amazing. Like I lose my mind because he's like so talented and it's just like incredible.
At some point, if you guys do, like a lot of bands do, they do that. And your making of Tempest, that 50-minute spot you did where you showed that in-studio recording stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of bands, that's some of people on YouTube's favorite stuff to see. When they see the actual musician apply their craft, not in some warehouse with flashing lights and graphics, but just that making the music video. I mean, look at Ginger Pisces. That changed their damn career. The biggest video that Unleash the Archers ever did was Awakening, which was a playthrough. So a lot of bands are doing it. And if you guys do it, you have to make Dino at some point. Like you go up to him right when the song starts and he's holding like, I don't know, 1099s or W-2 tax forms. And he's like, oh, I got to put this to the side because I can't do taxes now. I must drum. You know, you gotta play it.
Like that.
Okay, so that's all Dino's gonna say about himself, but I'm sure he'll interrupt Lindsay a few more times in this interview. So let's move over to one of the most amazing looks outside of Electric Callboy. Are you hoping that they have an opening on the US tour so you can jump in there with that haircut and porn stash? Because outside of Germany, I think you're the only guy sporting this. So why don't you introduce yourself so we know that you're not a member of Electric Callboy?
Well, my name is Remick. I am a failed Electric Cowboy auditionee, so I ended up joining this band. But I mean, before I jump into myself, I just wanted to reiterate, Lindsay, she's our queen bee, our leader. We bow to a queen every night with their prayers. She, provides special casting. She casts special spells that make sure that demons don't haunt us every night. And Dino, I mean, this guy is the motherfucking backbone of us. I mean, like Lindsay said, we like put a track together and we think it's pretty good. And Dino will just take it to a next level that we don't even know is possible. So, I mean, that's the exciting part about them. And that's why I'm excited to work with them. So I play guitar in the band. I've played some piano as well. I like to mess around on drums, but guitar has always been kind of my main focus. And I'm really I'm more of like a shredder guy. So, if I didn't, in my like free time playing guitar, I'm mostly trying to do crazy shred stuff. And it's just really fun, like working with these guys and like actually coming together and making some like real tracks and like approaching to it musically and structurally. So I work a lot with Lindsay on writing songs. We'll collaborate on ideas. Dino obviously is throwing drums on our tracks too. And then working on the socials whenever I can. Grinding in the morning, working the fans, working the algorithms.
Catching waves,
catching
some convos. I don't know, whatever the kids are doing. So just whatever
the kids are into these days. No, okay. So again, I don't know what it is about the guys on this screen selling themselves short. How many strings does your guitar have?
7.
Okay. 27. And on this guitar, you say you're just a shredder at heart. Did you see my reaction to Tempest? The reason why we're having this interview right now is because there's a lot more than just playing a heavy song. There's storytelling that's going on, both musically and lyrically, and that's one of the things that when we talked about and I shared with my community, I was like, hey, you don't understand. This band has 66 followers on YouTube. And everyone was like, how is this possible? Because, and granted, you have one video, but it's a hell of a video because, and everyone's like, there's so much going on here because I said this during your reaction. I've said this in the last 20 reactions, is that this year is kind of a renaissance for music. Out of every tragedy comes great art. Mm-hmm. And that's historically prevalent. And we can look at the last 2 years, whether it be COVID, lockdowns, social issues, whatever the case may be. It brings out the stress. It brings out the angst. And through that, artists have a tendency to really be able to share emotions that normally they're afraid to share. When your back's against the wall, there's nothing to lose. And you're seeing bands that are 20 years old, bands that have been in the game since the 90s and in the early 2000s, and they're putting out records this year that are literally game changers for them.
Yeah.
And so when I saw your song Tempest, I'm like, this reminds me that there were spots in there that I heard like a feel like a ginger groove, or I hear more than just death metal, melodic metal, metalcore. There's so many genres in metal, but in the last 10 years, I see bands putting themselves in that genre and they're afraid to step out of that. Like they're going to betray their fans if they step out of it. And then you have Falling in Reverse and Ronnie Radke going, well, fuck all that. I'm going to start rapping, bitch. And I think when he did it, everyone else was like, oh, well then if the gloves are off, let's just create something that's us.
Yeah.
And so when we spoke, I don't know if I was who I spoke to on Instagram, but you really shared that although people will say, well, we're this genre, Seeker Pearl, great name by the way, is not about trying to fit into a genre. It's just seeing, okay, Lindsay writes this part of music, then in guitars we put these layers, Dino comes in, and like you said, Dino puts his own feel into it, and you may have to go a different direction because he's pulling it somewhere else. And the three of you come from three different perspectives. Totally. And you're telling a story literally in three different languages.
Man, I'm astonished by like how well you understand our dynamic from like looking at our video and like just like hearing our music, because it's like exactly what you're describing. And what's super fun about like making music with these guys is like I'll start with something that I think is kind of cool. I'm like sort of on the fence about it maybe, but like as soon as I hand it off, it's like I just let go, and then they take it to like a place where I would not go. But it ends up being kick-ass because it's like I give it to him and he does something that like brings a whole different energy to it, and then like Remick like same thing, and it's just like a really fun way to like be expressive. And kind of like what you're saying is like like I feel like there's a lot of bands that like have this goal in mind before they start, right? They're like, I want to be X person, or I want to be like have like these expectations about what the sound's going to be before they even start, like connecting with the thing that's inspiring the music to happen in the first place. And I think it's like really shitty and dangerous because it's like, I don't know, we're just going to keep regurgitating the things we've heard before, and I don't know, it's just super fun to like, because these guys never like I've been in bands lots of times where dudes are like, no, it's not hardcore enough. Like go back to the drawing board. Like we can't have this chick singer on here, like fucking singing about love songs and shit. It's just like these guys never like shut me down or like they and I try not to do that to them.
Well, plus I feel like we all understand that writing a song is essentially like capturing a mood or a feeling inside of a glass jar, right? Like we all get that we're trying to encapsulate this certain vibe or feeling. So we're able to work well, all knowing that we're, like I feel when they send me tracks, I feel what they're bringing me. And I try to, I understand as a musician to help push that along. You know what I mean?
Stop. We went from I make noises to this is an integral family situation where the three of us are on this journey. It's like an inverted Three's Company. We got Jack Tripper over here, and no, okay.
Am I Jack?
No, you're not. You're Chrissy. Oh. Anyway, so let's talk about. Lindsay said something that I'm glad she did. Okay, and I've said this before. The days of Lita Ford are fucking over. God love her. Thank God she existed. Thank God she held the torch for women in metal for so long. Because in my childhood, that was it. It's all we had. And then now to say this band's got a female front singer. If you go up to a group of true metal fans or music fans and you say that, people will go, and?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm glad that today Seeker Pearl's identity is not based upon the fact that you have a Lindsay.
Yeah.
It's based upon you're a three-piece from Chicago. Mm-hmm. And you never know what you're going to get because every song has its own story. And you're not stuck now because you're in the United States, especially in the metal scene, has a horrible reputation that if you don't hit a certain style of metal, you get ignored.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
And now the number 2 album right now globally in sales is from an independent band in India.
Yeah.
Why? Because they showed up at a Wacken festival in 2019. Nobody knew who the hell they were, and they let their music and creativity talk for them. There was no label pushing them. There was no hype coming from a social media platform. It just became organic. So when I run into bands like the three of you, or an Astriction in Waco, Texas, or a Lucid Awakening in Oklahoma, or a Ventersea in Oregon, you guys are now one of 4 bands that I've just found while I'm on YouTube because of my community that looks, I told them 3 months ago, comb YouTube. I want to find the next Ginger. I want to find the next Unleash the Archers. I want to find the next Falling in Reverse. I want to find the next band before they are pulled into the cycle of the music industry. And they brought me to you guys. And I just want you guys to tell everyone that's going to see this, what is the future of Seeker Pearl? Because all we know, you guys have been in the game for a while though, right? How long have y'all been together?
Well, we played in a band previously together, but it was a larger band. And it just like like what you're talking about, COVID happened, it kind of fell apart. But I was like, when I played with these dudes, I was just like, we can't just not play because like our chemistry is too good and we're having too much fun doing it. So like, I sort of like kind of had to like reel them in a little bit. I think I was like
Queen Bee.
Let's just, I think.
She tricked me.
Yeah, I trapped them. That's what happened.
Trapped our ass.
Their asses and made them be in my band. No, I think it just was a thing where I convinced them that it was rare enough that we had to give it a go. And so, yeah. But I mean, about the future, like,
trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I think we're trying to figure it out too, like what is the future look like? Because like the world is like totally changed and totally different, and like touring is totally like a weird spot right now. And, you know, like things like this, like we're not social media geniuses. Like we're figuring that out too, like as we go, you know, like we're like, I'm a nerd. Like, I don't know how to be social. Like I'm like learning these lessons as we go. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think for us, like, we don't really care. I think our thing is like, we just want to make good music and we want to share it with people who also think it's dope. And like, that's kind of where our plans like begin and end, you know?
Yeah. Y'all kind of remind me of a band up in Toronto called Red Handed Denial. Though, I mean, other than Lauren Babick, the three members of Red Handed Denial are the most nerdy, quirky guys you've ever met. I pop into their drummer's live stream and he's wearing a stuffed plush pumpkin on his head. And he's playing drums and he's laughing and giggling and he's nerding out. And I'm like, oh, this guy needs a significant other to tell him he looks bad. But he doesn't have that. But okay, so I know that you guys don't know a year from now, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But I'm specifically here because I know there's the new song is in the can.
Yep.
The video is in the can and it's coming. So let's take the next few minutes. Tell us what we're about to see.
Sure. So like we wrote a number of songs over the last, you know, lockdown period, and we're releasing 6 singles in the next 6 months. And the next, well, we just dropped one today. It's called New Tide.
Memo to self. Next 6 months, check back, Lindsay. Okay, well, I'm ready. Okay, so this song here, and it just dropped. So, but I'm waiting for the video because I'm a YouTube guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it because I will literally mess my head up if I listen to this song before I see the video. I want you guys to see my face go. So can you tell me a little bit about the story, the name of it, little things to look out for, and is there any specific meaning in direct to any of you in any particular way, or is it just this is a cool idea that we just kind of ran with?
Yeah, no, there's a meaning. Like I nerd out with lyrics and how they work with melody, and these guys probably have their own interpretation, you know, based on like what they brought to the song too. But for me, it's a song about like taking the leap, kind of. The song's called New Tide, and the chorus is about like, you know, there's like this quote, like you can't like discover new lands without losing sight of the shore, right? Like you have to be willing to like jump and take the leap and like not know where you're gonna land and like just put yourself out there, which hasn't been a thing I've been historically very good at. So my whole goal with this project and with this band is just like to get over myself and get over my like insecurities and like, you know, things that I'm worried about, and, you know, do more stuff like this where it's just like actually nobody cares like if my hair is messy or if there's like a twig over here, you know, like like it doesn't matter. And just like that the people that we're really going to connect with are the people that aren't going to also care about that stuff, and they're going to be people who also like relate to like those same kind of, I don't know if you want to call them struggles, but maybe they're like roadblocks. I don't know. I think being introverted is like the great crime of the current times, you know, and just like sometimes you have to be willing to like step out of your comfort zone and just, you know.
I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble for saying this, but the last time 3 nerds got together and took on the world, they came out of Canada, and they're kind of the greatest rock band of all time. No, I'm not saying that SEEKER is the greatest rock band of all time. Have you seen their fucking drummer? He's not exactly Neil Peart. But I had to do that. I had to do it. Drummers pick on drummers. No, but that's the thing. If you're saying that this song is literally about, you know, I could put my toe in the water, wouldn't it be better just to jump in and get it out of the way? Yeah. That's like a battle cry for everybody right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like for me, the starting line, you know, it's like this is where I have to go to like be part of the race. It's like I've been training my whole life to get to the starting line. And I know that there's a marathon ahead, but like I've spent so much time like honing the skills that I've, been working towards and like being able to produce something that's like worth sharing. I'm not like one of those people that's just like, I made a song, here's my song. Like I have hundreds of songs, I want to share the things that I feel are really actually like poignant and good. And so like for me, it's sort of like the training time is over now and it's time to run the race, kind of.
All right. So what's your, let's have some fun. What is your favorite thing about your two fellow musicians? We're going to go to each one of you. What is your favorite thing about each one of your fellow musicians? And what's the one thing that bugs you the most about your fellow musicians? Oh, and by the way, since you guys are just being so honest and forthcoming, if you say, I don't want to say anything, bullshit. Because everyone, this is the stuff that people can relate to. You guys are all, everything about you guys is that you're relatable. You're real people. You're not you're not metal gods. Nobody's trying to say you're not, okay? But what I'm saying is that Lindsay, you come off as being relatable. You have this connectivity that reminds people vocally of a Janis Joplin because it's not refined. It's raw. And that's where you hold your emotion. Dino's back there looking as unmetal as possible, okay? But yet, and that's okay. No, that's what he's trying to do. Because for Dino, it's not, I really wish they'd take this damn camera off of me right now and just listen to what I'm doing, because that's where his language is.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to talk about Captain Pornstash. That whole situation, it works. If you were just doing it by yourself and there wasn't a mega band from Germany stealing your look, I would worry about you. But apparently, what you got going on has run wild, and they're coming to the U.S. to steal you. You do have a copyright claim against that if you want to file. So, okay. No, I've given you time to think about it. What's your favorite thing about your fellow musicians, and what's your least favorite thing about your fellow musician, if you dare? We will go. We're not going to go ladies first. She gets to go last. Because I want to see I want to see what kind of hole you guys dig yourselves in. This is the best fun. This is the best part. Okay. We're going to go from left to right. Go ahead. Start up. Boys first.
Go ahead, Rem.
All right. My favorite thing about these two. Well, Dino. Dino's, he's just a fucking hilarious guy. Like the stuff this guy says, like in practices, like just, I don't know, the energy. He also brings like this viewpoint that, like, sorry to say, it's like, for lack of a better term, like a little older generation almost, but like, it's so appreciated. Like,
yeah, he's old school.
He also, like, I don't know, sometimes like Lindsay and I will kind of like get a little too excited about stuff. We're like, yeah, let's do it. And then Dino will just say one common sense thing and we're like, oh yeah, maybe we should relax and think about that. And it's like,
Papa Dino, you gotta appreciate that. Okay, so dish on Lindsay. What's your favorite thing about Lindsay?
My favorite thing about Lindsay, she's like the glue of the whole project. If it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't be here today. About her personally, she's just so creative, super, like, just a great friend. Both of these guys are great friends, and like, just her hard work and creativity is just like at such a high level. I don't actually think that she sleeps personally, and like I'm just trying to keep up with her. So she really pushes us to always be at our level, because like I feel like, I don't know about Dino, can speak for himself, but I'm always trying to catch up with her. I'm like, oh, I better do something cool in the next few days because she's brought a lot of cool stuff to the table. So
it's like trying to catch a speeding bullet.
Yeah.
So the least favorite thing about Lindsay is the fact that she makes you feel like you're not getting enough done. I can tell you that answer right now, because that's literally what you just said.
Right. Yeah. She makes me feel. I do feel insecure sometimes. Trying to be like, damn, she's so much better at me than like 99% of things. So then I'm just like, all right, just get this guitar stuff down, really, and she'll keep you in the band.
I don't think it's that bad, but she's going last, so we'll find out. Okay, Dino, your turn. Something nice first about each of them. And then you can share some, I don't know, old man winter stuff since you're the oldest, apparently.
I am, actually. This is harder than it seems.
Why, you don't have anything good to say about them? Damn, man.
Yeah, all negative.
Oh,
I can't find anything positive. Well, musically, I mean, if we're talking musically, there's absolutely nothing bad I could say. I really, honestly, I truly dig everything that we've been doing so far. But personally, that's a different story.
here it comes.
No, it's tough. I mean, definitely Lindsay it's hard to keep up with her, right? It really is. I mean, I know that sounds like repetitious, but it really is. That's tough, man. I don't know.
Okay, well, no.
I don't even know them. They just showed up at my house.
Nice. I just got, no, you don't understand. I got these tracks of music in my mailbox. I just did some covers and sent it back to the return address. I didn't know there were actual people that wanted me to do stuff. Yeah, that was some bullshit, but that's a nice try. Okay, Lindsay, they totally shit the bed. They half-assed it. So why don't you tell me what you love about your boys? Because let's be honest, they were treading lightly. She didn't put any eggshells underneath you guys. Y'all just thought she would. But she's going to make you guys both feel so much better when she tells you how amazing and the amazing things that you guys do for her. Here it comes right here. Go ahead, Lindsay. Tell them all about themselves.
Oh man, yeah. You're hilarious. I think like with Remick, he always has like a sort of buoyancy that like even if he's having a shitty day or we're having a shitty session or whatever
Your shit floats, bro.
Yeah, this dude is like always like, it's okay, guys. Like, let's just like try it this way, or like let's like, you know, he just has like a really cool attitude that he brings always. And he's a shredder. This guy is such a good guitar player. Like you're not even witnessing.
No.
Like
No.
we have a song coming where he has a solo. It's gonna be the fourth single, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? It's like, it's honestly like I played guitar since I was 6 years old. Like I grew up in guitar shops. I know guitar. I'm not like a chick with like an acoustic guitar that I picked up, you know, to like write a
Making my way down south, crossing down south. Okay, all right. No,
but
that's not
like,
her. No,
but he's on another level. Believe it. He will show you.
All right.
I think with downside, I think maybe just like
You could just refer back to the fact you said his shit floats.
Yeah.
He's buoyant because his shit. And I went, what?
Yeah. I mean, downside is like I'm just jealous of his shredding skills, honestly. Yeah. But with Dino, I think like Dino is like Dino is sort of like exactly what you want your drummer to be, where he's like the cornerstone. Like whenever we're getting into our heads about like, hey, this song, like sometimes he'll just pull the plug on a song. Like we had a song where we just like kept going back and like reiterating and like, you know, messing with it. And we're just like getting in this like downward spiral where it's like, it's lost its original meaning. And he's just like, nope, this one's done. Like, you know, sometimes it doesn't come to like fruition, and he just like is really good at being like a governing force in the band. And like musician wise, the dude, like every single time I give him a track, he writes drum stuff where like, you know, it changes the track. It brings it to like another level. And it's like, you don't see that a lot with drummers. Like drummers.
No, you don't. Either a drummer sits in the back or they Neil Peart it. Either you're a Neil Peart or you're a Ringo Starr. Both are world-class drummers. One sat at the forefront musically, writing lyrics, the whole 9 yards, and one did pretty much everything John and Paul told him to do. Literally. But they both have their spot. Dino, let me say this. Based upon what Lindsay just told me, I'm going to pay you a compliment, and I'm never going to do it again. So take this, put it in your back pocket, because you may need it on a depressing day. An interview was done a couple years ago by Mr. Dave Grohl, and they asked him what Taylor Hawkins meant to him. Of course, we just lost Taylor. Yeah. And he said, Taylor's the one that will always tell me when my shit's not good. And he's the only person that I trust to tell me that my shit's not good. Can you imagine being the drummer for the greatest drummer in rock and roll?
Yeah.
And then being able to tell Dave Grohl, dude, your shit's not good.
Yeah.
When you can actually, as the drummer, come up and say, you know what? My whole job is I could play this click track, but I'm trying to Danny Carey tool this where it has a groove and a feel, and I'm just disconnected. Maybe we should step away. If you're able to do that, that's where the synergy comes from. When I saw Tempest and I tried to explain what I was hearing from you was at that certain point, you changed it up and you changed the feel of the entire song based upon a shift in the arrangement that felt like it was something you did almost out of happenstance, even though obviously it's all part of the plan. Yeah. It was obviously something that you added to that song or changed in the feeling. The other thing, the other compliment I'm telling you is this. Just like Taylor was, as a drummer, sometimes you have to be insane. You have to be the person, because everyone's going to look back. And I know from experience, Lindsay says, this guy's hilarious. This guy's so funny. I'm a drummer. Drummers look at shit in a different way. And Dino, if you're able to do that, where you can take the seriousness upon which Lindsay is putting her stuff to, and Rim is creating these layers of melodic synths with these guitar riffs like she's talking about, if you can literally step up and go, guys, you do realize we're just a fucking band, right? Not necessarily saying that particular word, but just kind of bringing it back down to remember that we're just three friends. That's what sustains a band long term. And we're at 36 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying this. I've interviewed a lot of bands, and I've seen a lot of bands in the last 2 years. Some huge. Dragon Force, right? Ginger, met these people and da-da-da. And they all have something in common. They're all friends. And they all share the creativity together. And it shows. You don't need anyone to shout your message from the hilltops. Not anymore. 10 years ago, maybe. Without a label, without someone, to tag along with, to ride the coattails of another bigger band, it would be difficult. But now, if you keep putting stuff out and it's uniquely yours, it uniquely tells a story that makes people turn their heads and say, hey, every time I plug into this band, I don't know what the story's going to be, but damn it, I want to get to the end of this book. That's what's going to take you beyond what you're even thinking about. Because Lindsay said it earlier. We're not talking about a year from now. We're not talking about 2 years. We don't know. We're just trying to tell whatever the story is in our hearts right now. This is us. If you never stop doing that, it never gets stale. You never become Metallica Saint Anger. But think about it. Metallica is a machine. You look at Injustice for All, you look at Master of Puppets. Still, their two best albums. Why? Because they were hungry. They were a band against the grain. They didn't care. The second it became a machine that was bigger than them, and they had to start putting stuff out based upon a formula, and because this entity was telling them they had to do this, and they were da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Now, come on, they still sell out freaking 100,000 stadiums a year playing the same music from 30 years ago. And not everybody's going to do that, but the story of that is still true. So do you want to be, is Seeker Pearl going to be like the Foo Fighters, where it's always evolving and it's always something different, and they develop their following playing live, putting out creative stuff that people can relate to? Or do you go the other route, which so many bands never get a chance to get to because the industry is so fucked up? I think you're going your own way, and I think that's the best way. All the bands that I'm loving right now, they sit in no genre. People can tell you all the time that Ginger is, oh, well, they're this kind of metal band. Oh, they're this kind of metal band. Okay, and then Ginger plays a new song, and you're wrong the second they play something different. Because their new album, I have no fucking clue what song to song they're doing. Is it reggae? Is it jazz? Is it funk? I don't know. But that's what people love. If Tempest is the beginning, and in one song you could take us to 3 different places, 3 different storytelling mechanisms in one song, and I listed them for you during the reaction, what do you do in 6? We don't know. But right after this interview, all of you are going to see it, because that's what's going to happen. Now that we're wrapping up this interview, and I've talked to all 3 of you amazing people in Chicago. Do you guys do realize y'all are my 3 favorite people in Chicago?
We're the only people in Chicago.
Dino, stop fucking my flow, bro. No, seriously, no, seriously. After this interview's over, this video is going to end, and people have a better understanding of what Seeker Pearl is. Right after this video, we're going to shift over, and we're going to see what you guys do best, which is tell a story with your music. I'm excited. I know you're excited, and I hope all of you are excited. Give me one final thought from each of you about Seeker Pearl. Just one more thought from each of you. Ladies first. Shut up, Dino. Ladies first.
All right. I mean, if I had to sum it up, I feel like with these guys, I just like discovered the cheat code that nobody else knows. And now we're just like going into a place that nobody else, left, right, left, right. Like, yeah, nobody else knows this shit. And we figured it out. And it's just a magical thing, and I'm not going to let it go.
One word. Seance.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Seance. That's it.
Seance.
It's like a witch thing.
Yeah, they have a joke, like an inside joke, where they call me a witch because I don't.
There are, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have friends who are Wiccans, but I've never seen a drummer just bust out with, if this drumming thing doesn't work out, I'm gonna become a medium and start talking to the recently departed.
That's the plan.
That's great, Dino. I summed everything up. I gave you a shot. Just tell us one thing. Seance. All right. Okay. Remember when I compared you to Taylor? Taking that shit back.
That's God.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I tried.
Do better than your fellow gentleman in the room. Give us one last thing, Rem.
No boundaries, no regrets, and we're not holding back. And we are just We're just going to be flowing like water. We have no agenda. We have no ideas of what we're supposed to be. We're just going to be who we are every single day, and that's all we can do. And that's what we will be doing.
He's half Electric Callboy, half Bruce Lee. Okay, you must be like water. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, so, no. 6 songs, 6 months. Get this shit together. I expect an email at least. Hopefully a direct message when you guys get a chance to get on the road. If you find a little way to get out on the road, whenever that is, you have to let me know. Because I need your logo on one of these things somewhere up near Dragon Force. I need that right there.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
Okay? That's going to have to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Seeker Pearl, the 3 greatest people I know in Chicago. And it's funny. Please stay together. Now that y'all have done the group hug, you know, just like, oh, that's exactly what Van Halen did with David Lee Roth. Like a month later, he's fucking out. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Okay. The chemistry is there, and it's obvious. Musically, friendship, creativity, you got it all. And this is just after seeing one video. Seeker Pearl. My name is Old School Nerd.
Old School Nerd!
Old School Nerd!
What's up?
They held it together for 44 minutes and just lost their shit in the last 3 seconds. This is why I like y'all so much. All right, everybody, let's check out their new video right now. And
Awesome.